is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, Angreifer here, and this is a DC Legends video. Why did I do this little hand thing? Like, what is this? Am I on a music video? What's going on? All I need is like the glasses on and be like, what's up? All right, so anyway, in this video, I'm going to go over my power ranking for the month. Now, the power ranking isn't too thrilling this month, but I'm still going to do that like every month where I see tunes being, where I see them at. And then next is going to be like the longer topic, which is top 5 characters that should be in the game that aren't. And well, you know what? I'll do the top 10 first, and then I'll give the reason why it's a kind of a problem, me doing this top 5, because it's all opinion. Like, it's how I feel, and I feel it's true. But a lot of you are gonna be like, you're wrong, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not. It's how I feel. You can't tell me how I feel is wrong. So I'm right. All right, so in any case, before we get into it, I drop DC Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Marvel Future Revolutions videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So please like, please subscribe, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Currently, I need less than 500 people to be able to monetize this channel, so please subscribe. I want to be able to put out more content and actually get some change. I'm not talking about like lifestyle, but hell, let me pay my health insurance with this or something. Give me some reason where I can argue, be like, see, it is worth doing it. I can pay a bill. All right, so please subscribe. I really appreciate those of you who have, and I really appreciate you if you do. So now, going into the top 10 list, I'm just going to go over it relatively quickly because the top 5 should be in and should be out is going to take more time. So basically, number 10 for me is Cassandra Cain. I did have Huntress here at number 10 last month, and I still think she's a very underrated, very awesome tune. However, with my love for King Shark right now, Cassandra Cain has just come in as like the perfect dealing with him. It was between her and Red Hood, and I just plopped her in above. Yep, plopping her in above Red Hood just because of her invasion. She doesn't. Yeah, I like her a little bit more than Red Hood. Red Hood and Cassandra Cain, like it's right there, but I'm gonna take Cassandra Cain. She hits like a truck, damn hard to kill, retaliates and can take out somebody with that retaliation on those evasion ups, bleeds, heal immunity, you know it all, debuff immunity. So that's Cassandra Cain. Next on the list, he's fallen off a lot with the new meta with Spectre and everything else, but Azrael still a beast if you don't keep an eye out for him. He's not the threat that he used to be, at least not for me. But before it was, everything was focused on getting around whatever you had to get around in order to take out Azrael first. Now you do still need to take him out first. Like you still need to. Honestly, a lot of times now I don't have to take him out first. I mean, I do in most cases, but some cases, like I had a match today where he was the last one standing, and I still was like, don't care. So like he's good, he's great, he's very strong still, but he's not the beast he used to be in PvP. Next on the list, and this was after an evaluation of what I did with Versus, and that is Clayface. Clayface is basically to me right there with Barda in terms of the best taunters in the game, at least for my style of play. He's a beefy, tanky taunter that is hard to kill, who removes any negative immunities, who removes bleeds, who makes everyone invisible, so even if he does lose his taunt, he still is the taunter because you can't see anybody else because they're invisible. Agility ups to make your team better against physical damage, so he is fantastic. Coming in at number 7. Ooh, no, number 8. Yeah, okay, so far, honestly, I'm looking at the list from last month as well, and with the exception of Cain being added in and Huntress being taken out, everything else is just a shuffle. And so that is why I decided to go put the top 5 in this list as well. So now let's go ahead and put in at number 7 is now Barda. Barda was 9, but she went back up because Barda is just a beast of a taunter. She gives the stamina ups. She keeps a taunt on her a lot of times, especially when she's hit. She will apply the taunt right back on herself. She protects her entire team. So to me, she is the best taunter in the game. Now, coming in at number 6, she is just a necessary evil a lot of times, especially if you do not have Martian Manhunter. That is Cheetah. The turn meter manipulation at the beginning on its own is fantastic. The strength up she gives, the bleeds, she strips buffs on her A2. So she is an absolutely fantastic hero in the game. And if you don't have Martian Manhunter, then the idea that you're not farming Cheetah frags and leveling her up as fast as possible just does not make sense to me. All right, so then coming in at number 5, we have. Did I go pushing the wrong buttons? I'm too eager to try to get to that top 5 list, so forgive me. So coming in at number 5 is Darkseid. You guys should all know the buffs that he gives himself when everybody else buffs, the intelligence ups, the stamina ups, 75% chance for anyone when they're attacked to attack again a random enemy. The stun on his A1, he hits like an absolute beast. He is a truck when he lays down damage. So that is Darkseid coming in at number 5. Then coming in at number 4, and honestly number 4 and number 3, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you wanted to argue with me that I should switch them, I can't really argue against it. I just use number 3 more. Lex is still one of the top leads in the game. And honestly, he might be the top one just depending on how you want to play. But the medium overheal, the turn meter manipulation, all that jazz is fantastic. He speeds up your team, he heals your team, he helps with survivability. The best lead for Nightmare campaign. Then next on this list is going to be number 3, Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter, awareness, debuff immunity on the A2, stun and purging on the A3, intelligence base, gives your team turn meter up. To me, that turn meter up is what makes him the best. The turn meter up at the beginning so that your team can be assured to go first is why he's like best lead in the game to me. Although there seems to be a bug sometimes when I'm facing like a Martian Manhunter and a Black Flash, and I have a Martian Manhunter and a Black Flash. There's no Brainiac on either side. They still get to go first, and Ty's supposed to go to offense. So it feels like that's a bug. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Now at number 2 and number 1, it's not hard to figure out who these guys are. Number 2 is Spectre. The only reason Spectre is number 2 is because he's not as fast as Black Flash, but strips buffs on his A2. The AoE attack with the A3 is actually really hard. Heal immunity on top of that. Whenever someone dies, he procs his A2. The intelligence ups on his A1, plus the turn meter manipulation on his giving himself turn meter on the A1. He is an absolute god in the game, and the only reason he is not the number 1 is because speed is still king in PvP right now. Black Flash, you know everything about him. Turn meter manipulation resets the cooldown on his A3. Whenever anyone dies, he can keep an entire team stun locked. So that is the list. So as it goes, 10, Kane, 9, Azrael, 8, Clayface, 7, Barda, 6, Cheetah, 5, Darkseid, 4, Lex, 3, Martian Manhunter, 2, Spectre, 1, Black Flash. Honestly, the only real shifts was Azrael went from number 6 to number 9. Cheetah went from number 7 to number 6. And Terra's not on the list, actually. Terra's not on the list this month. I removed Terra. Maybe that was a mistake. No, I removed Terra for Clayface. Because Clayface is a taunter. Terra's great with the debuff immunity, but Clayface, I think, is more valuable to me. Now, getting into the top 5. I'm going to have to try to make this one a little bit fast, too. I don't know exactly how to do this. And in fact, all right, so I had to check something real quick. But, so, first of all, when I do this, like I said, this is based a lot on my opinion. A lot of this is, I'm not removing characters, so I'm going to put like, for every one character I add in, another character should be removed from the game. Now, I'm not doing this based on their kits, because I can build a kit for Batman right now that would make him a god in the game. That doesn't mean it's true to his character or anything like that. So basically what I'm doing is removing characters based on me thinking that they're lame, or based on the fact that their lore doesn't warrant them being in a game, period. So there's that, and then the ones I'm adding in, I tried to be like diverse and just think of some that were cool, but my heart, a lot of it's my heart, a lot of it's my opinion, and if you don't like it, I mean, but. So like, that's basically the genesis of it. And the first character that, How about, should I go with who should I take out first, or should I put, who would I put in? You know what? Here's what I'm going to put in. Starting at number 5. And should she be number 5? Actually, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and make this a number 2. I'm going to make this number 1. Make this number 3. You guys see me editing back here. That's, behind the scenes work right now. Let's put him at number 5, actually. And put him at number 4. So, now, coming in at number 5, and I'll have I guess maybe if I can find an image or something. I'm going to put Talon from the Court of the Owls. I have that comic. I bought it here in Switzerland when I moved here. It was like one of the first ones that I got in Switzerland. And I absolutely love the villain. I feel like he should be in the game. His aesthetic is awesome. He's cool. I love the storyline behind it. I love the whole owls that hunt bats, which is a thing. Like, I loved everything about it. In fact, I have it over there. I'm looking at it right now. I need to reread it. But I want talent in the game. Now, who should be out of the game? Who should be out of this game? Let me go ahead and go down here, go down here, go down here. And I said this in that video introducing this idea. Why the hell is Joker damaged goods in this game? Joker damaged goods. Now, to be fair, I think it was Jared Leto who played the role. To be fair to him, he tried to be different. Like Heath Ledger tried to be different, except Heath Ledger succeeded at it. And I think part of it was the way that the character was written and the way they wanted him to kind of be portrayed. Like, I could see what he was trying to do. And I think there were good elements, part of the character itself that was in there that he was trying to do, but it was garbage. I'm trying to be nice because dude tried. I know dude tried, and I know that he put his heart and soul into it, but the movie, it was garbage. The way the character was written was garbage. The way that it was executed was good, but when you execute garbage well, it's still garbage. So Joker damaged goods. Why are you in my game? And not to mention, you were a side character. You were a side note in 2 movies. In the Zack Snyder cut, you weren't even in to be fair, the theatrical release was a dumpster fire to begin with, but you were barely in the Zack Snyder cut. Although I liked your role in the Zack Snyder cut. I liked the way that was actually executed. And then in Suicide Squad, you were a side note. So you already, Joker is like my favorite villain of all time. And Joker is already like Batman's greatest adversary. Okay, fine. However, you picked the worst version of him to put in the damn game. Like, you had 100 different Jokers done 100 different ways, and this is the one you chose to put in the game. And on top of it, a guy or a Joker that only had a grand total of 20 minutes of screen time between 2 movies. Like, really? Really, though. All right, so he should be out. Now, I will say this one thing, and I think I'm going to be a little bit prejudiced because I am Batman, like, into Batman more. Not like I'm not the ultra nerd who knows every single thing about every single person in the thing, but Batman is where I gravitated towards. So, like, certain lore or certain characters, for example, in, like, the Lantern world or the Shazam family, I don't know how important they are to the arcs of those characters and how they became who they became, and whatever. So I kind of steered clear as best I could from them because Bleez, I love Bleez. I think Bleez is awesome as a character in the game, as a character in the Lantern universe. I don't know if she's on the level of a Penguin or a Riddler, or if she's on the level of a Joker. Was she like a side note, like Condiment Man, who was actually a villain for Batman? Or is she up to the level of Bane in the Lantern universe? I genuinely don't know. So, but I do like her. So, but it's hard for me to say whether she should be in the game or not because I don't know the Lanterns that well. So, just giving a heads up over my biases and my lack of knowledge there. I'm going to be real about it. So now, number 4, who should be in the game, Mr. KillTipsism. Now, I'm saying his name, Mr. KillTipsism, backwards because, truth be told, I damn sure don't really know how to say it forwards. And the reason why I remember it backwards is because I remember watching the Superman animated cartoon where Superman had to make him say his name backwards twice, and Superman made him do that flying around Metropolis spelling the name backwards twice. So, KillTipsism. I think he should be in the game. He and Batmite are like the two of the most annoying characters to have ever been written in the game, in like DC Universe. However, just given his powers that he has and whatever he could do from like, what is it, like the fifth dimension or whatever it's called, like I think he would be a fun character to have in the game if they did it in a fun way. In fact, what they really could do is have KillTip sees him and Batmite as like a duo, and then each of them doing different skills at the same time, which is something that I'll bring up later about a different character. So KillTip sees him. And who should be out? Let's go Art. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the racist one now. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Now, half of me is joking when I say this, but the other half of me is like kind of telling the truth. Firestorm. Firestorm is one of the most racist characters on the face of the planet. Like, seriously though, and nobody thinks about it. And the thing is that when I say racist, I mean racist against white people and black people. Like, and this is half joke, and I'm trying to have fun here, but you have essentially what is a physically strong and superior black male who needs to have the physically inferior but intellectually superior white male in his head giving him instructions. Nobody? No? No. I'm the only one who sees that. Like, nobody else sees that. So basically what you're saying is like the white guy is too weak to be a superhero. He has no power, no strength, or whatever, which is the equivalent of whenever they say in sports that the white guy is a very hard worker, and he has a high motor, meaning that he has no athletic ability, but he tries really hard, which is just so incredibly like racist to say towards white people. Like, white people can be athletic too, okay? Like, and then on the other side, it's so the black guy has all the power, all the strength, all the ability, but the white person should probably tell him what to do. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and take Firestorm up out the game. I've never liked Firestorm as a character. I don't think he's good. And I think originally, was Firestorm originally a white guy? I'm not sure. But regardless of, no, I don't. No, I'm half joking. In fact, I'm 75% joking. But has no one else ever thought that? Black or white? I mean, no one else has ever thought that. Like, no one has ever thought that. Really? Okay. Yeah. All right. No, just like, it's weird, right? Like, no. Okay. Whatever. All right. Maybe it's just me. Okay. So now number 3 to be added to the game. And I think this would just be because it's kind of cool. To me, it would be Granny Goodness and the Furies, the female Furies. Now, the way that I would want that to be is that she had, 4 and then Barda left. So then they had to have a 4th replacement. What they could do is just have Granny Goodness like standing there in the game, and then every attack is her calling a different Fury to do something else. And that, to me, like when I first saw that like a couple years ago, I was like, why don't they do that? Why don't they just have like Granny Goodness in the game, and then maybe even have this kind of like weird synergy with Barda in some way, and even Mr. Miracle and Darkseid. But then that way, like her default skill, and she never does any of the fighting, even though apparently she's like just beast strong. She never does any of the fighting. Every time she does an attack, a different Fury comes from over her shoulder and then attacks for her. So that would be Granny Goodness. Who should be removed from the game? Should I already gave my Firestorm rant. I should have saved that for the end though. I already gave my Firestorm rant. This isn't so much a rant as it's like, why though? And I actually genuinely like her. But it's Talia. Talia shouldn't be in the game because you would have, even if it was just from a female perspective, like several other like villains that you could put in Red Cat, that you could put in on top. I cannot remember her name, but like there are several other villains who have physically done more than what Talia did. And why am I saying physically? Because Talia to me was never like, could she hold her own and could she fight? Yeah, okay. But she was never a fighter. She was always a strategist. She was always a thinker. She was always cunning. And so, like, to have her now with swords and fighting is just kind of like, that ain't Talia. Talia is the one who's going to deceive. Like, Talia should be in a detective video game as a red herring, not as a fighter in DC Legends. To me, I'm not really a fan of Talia as the fighter because she was never the fighter. So why are you putting a non-fighter side character who's there for progression of storyline into a game? I don't see it. So Talia should be out in favor of Granny Goodness. Now, who should be in? I am really like, there was really only like, well, I mean, it's only a list of 5. Who should be in at number 2 to me is Joker from The Dark Knight. Now, if you were going to put a Joker in, that would be the Joker that you put in. Aside from Clown Prince of Crime and you needing to actually make him better than what he is. And he's not bad, but he damn sure isn't good. Joker, Clown Prince of Crime is a good representation of what the Joker was in Batman and a lot of like the series and a lot of the comic books and stuff. Heath Ledger's Joker was a wholly separate Joker, and then other Jokers after he created him started to come out in that way, and that's when people started changing, like, oh, well, maybe Joker could be this, and maybe Joker could be that. Sure, why not? But he created something in and of itself, and literally, you can say The Dark Knight was about Batman, but it wasn't. It was about the Joker. Like, when you were watching The Dark Knight, you were waiting for the Joker to come back on screen. Like, the amount of times I just, like, fast forwarded to Joker's parts because I just wanted to hear the Joker speak. Like, the Joker in Dark Knight was awesome. Absolutely awesome. So he should be in the game. Who should be out of the game? Well. Should I go ahead and... Yeah. All right. This is purely... And honestly, all of this is just pure me, like, just babbling. Me just saying, like, who I want in the game and who I don't. And what I'm sparking here is hopefully you guys in the comment section just like, what? How dare you? Or these are the ones I would like in the game. So please comment below because I'm looking forward to it. Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd is just lame. He's just lame to me. I don't know. He's a gorilla with a Napoleon complex. Like, how are you a half-ton creature with the intelligence of a genius and you're so damn insecure? Like, really though. I've just never been a fan of Gorilla Grodd. I guess he's okay, but hell, even when I was watching the Flash TV series, whenever there was a Gorilla Grodd episode, I just didn't care. I really didn't. He doesn't speak to me. He just doesn't do anything for me. So Gorilla Grodd, in my opinion, is probably, if I'm thinking about it from a comic book perspective, I went from the comics that I was reading, probably one of the lamest supervillains ever. I'm trying to really think about it. And when I say lamest, I mean like lamest, like legit. Not, again, I said Condiment Man. He's not a legitimate villain. Nobody's looking at Condiment Man and being like, oh, like it's Gorilla Grodd is a legitimate enemy and he's kind of lame. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a fan. Not a fan, so take Gorilla Grodd out. Even though in game he's actually a pretty beast toon. Like his kid is amazing, but Gorilla Grodd, the character, is kind of lame. I don't know. He's a angry, intelligent gorilla. All right. And then who should be put in? Number one. Now the reason I'm hesitating on this number one is because the number one that I wanted to replace them with is kind of not okay. Number one, and you know what? Actually, I'm going to switch up. Here is who should be removed from the game. Number one, I just came up with this 100% right now, and you guys can jump down my throat if you want to. Who should be removed from the game? None of this is going to make sense. Batman Caped Crusader should be removed from the game. Why? Because this Batman is lame. I know I said I wasn't basing this on the kit, but based on what I have written down as the number one who should be in the game, you'll understand this in a second. They just gave him a rework. I think the rework made him better. I'm not sure. Since the rework, I tried him a couple times. Haven't even gone back. One, this skin is horrible. I hate that skin. That skin is stupid looking. Like, what is this? And then and I do like that skin better. Number two, they have not gotten him right. Like, the way that this kid is worked out is just lame. And the reason why I'm saying Batman Caped Crusader should be removed is because the number one that should be put in is Batman from the animated series in 1991. That is the Batman that should be added. In fact, if you could get Kevin Conroy to come in and do some voice acting just so he could like say a couple of words while they're fighting, do it. But Batman from the animated series should be in there with that suit. Don't give him a legendary and a normal skin. Just that skin. He only has one skin. He only needs that skin. Period. That's the Batman that should be in the game. The Batman from the animated series. This Batman should be removed because y'all have been scrolling him up from the beginning anyway. Like, I mean, is he like the worst in terms of kit and everything in the game? No. However, how many times do you use Batman CC? I'll wait. So, honestly, this video was dumb. It was absolutely stupid. I had fun laughing and making it, so I hope you enjoyed it. But those are the top 5 that I feel should be in the game. At number 5, Talon. Number 4, KillTipsism. Number 3 is Granny Goodness and the Furies. Number 2, Joker from the Dark Knight. Number 1 is Batman from the animated series, Batman. And those who should be removed, Joker, Damaged Goods. I didn't even know his name until I just said that. I just said Joker Suicide Squad. Joker, Damaged Goods. Firestorm should have been number 1 on that list, honestly. Let's go ahead and do that in order. Number 5, who should be removed from the game? Talia. Number 4, Batman CC. Number 3, Gorilla Grodd. Number 2, Firestorm. And number 1, Joker Damaged Goods. That's the order they should go in. Let me know. This is supposed to be a fun and goofy video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not trying to be too serious, except for the Firestorm thing. I'm not serious, but I mean, come on now. So let me know what you think. Let me know who you think should be in the game. I know some of you are gonna say Plastic Man, but let me know. Put it in the comment section below. Hit dislike as many times as you want, because I know a lot of you are gonna hate this video. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.